Hello ladies and gentlemen, RP2 Vision would like to welcome you to another edition of AEW Dynamite Recap Show. Without further ado, here's your host, Ronald Ray.
Hello, ma'am and sirs. Welcome to AEW Dynamite Recap. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. This week, they're at the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, home of the NHL Winnipeg Thrashers. Sorry, I'm at Atlanta Jets. No, that's not it. What is it? Winnipeg Coyotes. Crap, that's not it either. Crap, what is it? Jets. Winnipeg Jets. Sorry. Few name changes there, or locations as well, but they went around full circle. Well, I won't say full circle. Anyway, screw that. Who cares about NHL right now? They kick off the AEW Dynamite this week with the world champion MJF's Rebar Mitzvah celebration. But before we get started, I would like to do the shameless plug here. If you guys wouldn't mind, if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, hit that like button. Also, feel free to leave a comment. Anything else? I can't remember right now. But anyway, let's let it rip. And like I said, we start off with the rebar mitzvah of one Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, your world champion. He starts off by, doing the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels name drops for the reactions. He states that since he tapped out Brian Danielson, that he's not just a man. He is Iron Man. And of course, it's kind of funny. Taz, did a "Oh What a Rush" thing. Uh, but that celebration starts out, and out comes Jungle Boy Jack Perry. He's about to say something, then he gets interrupted by Sammy Guevara. He comes in, he's about to say something, then out comes Darby Allin. Darby Allin got a pretty good response too. MJF asked them what they want, and in stereo, they said, "We want a title match." All three stated their case. Perry whined about how he had to do dark matches riding on Luchasaurus' shoulders. Yeah, he skipped that part, but I added that in there. Sammy complained about working the indie shows and Mick jobs, and then got to AWA, which, by the way, he was on the first match of Dynamite against Cody Rhodes. Then he got put with the Chris Jericho's first group, the Circle, and he's kind of had a pretty good spot there. But anyway, um, then came Darby Allin, the best face response here. He kind of gave thanks to AEW, saying, "Hey, this is the place I got to go and be myself, Darby Allin." And yes, he did have Sting. I think he had got there without Sting, but it a Sting rub ain't gonna hurt nobody. Uh, then he turned around and made fun about some of the people who complain about how they're not getting a put. It's if you watch it, you've seen it was very good, I think. Um, but anyway, he made fun of the people who complain on Twitter and said if he don't get a title match, he's just going to cry on Twitter as well. Then he said, "Just kidding." He's going to punch him in the face. Whatever. Uh, MJF will pie face Jack Perry. Perry hits MJF from behind. Sammy hits Jack with a knee. Allen knocks Sammy and MJF. MJF lands on the cakes that's on the table, and that's how that segment ended. Very much it was okay. Very much a WWE style show opening, but yeah, uh, say what you want. I know. Sorry, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. It is pretty much Tony Khan's boy. I think he's kind of pushed him. It's kind of obvious. I made a Luchasaurus who looks like a star tap out. Anyway, Not gonna complain. It's what it is. Sammy Guevara, he's already been a couple times or 3 time I think TNT champion. Mm, Darby Allin, I'm high on Darby Allin too. I think he can be that. He can have like a transitional champion or uh that hey you do really deserve a small run as a champion. But I don't see all 4 of these. I mean MJF. They need to really start building somebody. But I digress. Let's get on to the rest of the show. We'll talk about that later. So that was out of the way. Now we had trios match or 6-man tag match. Hangman Adam Page with Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson against the Blackpool Combat Club of John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta. Um, it was kind of funny. They did the picture in picture, and I don't think they need the picture in picture just to see three of the competitors, or one team come out, stretch, and walk around to the entrance music. But that's what you got in the picture in picture. They didn't want you to miss that. Oh well. Uno will give Yuta a big boot to start things out with. They exchange strikes until Yuta gets Uno trapped in the BCC corner, and they start working him over. Uno will actually get the tag to Stu Grayson. He shines until Claudio knocks him out of the ring, and the BCC give him a spike pile driver on the floor. Stretcher comes out. He's just kidding. They threw him back in the ring, put a whooping on him some more. Uh, Grayson wound up getting a high knee, get the hot tag to the Rhinestone Cowboy, Hangman Adam Page. He was on fire. He was looking good. About to hit the buckshot until Yuta nailed him with a ring bell. That laid him out. He was no more use uh, in the match. Uh, by the way, Moxley was distracting the referee when Yuta hit Page with a bell. Uh, the fatality for 2, thanks to Yuta making the save. A pop-up uppercut by Claudio onto Grayson, into a rear chokehold from John Moxley. Gets a tap out win, but Mox kept it on, switched positions, got him in the bulldog chokehold. Uno comes in and gets more of a whooping by the BCC until the other 2 members of Dark Order comes out and makes a save. Our next match of the night is your TBS champion, Jade Cargill, against Nicole Matthews. I think she was a local star. Looks like a Canadian housewife. Sorry. You definitely tell this wasn't the best Canada had to offer, but I digress. She did get a couple shots in. Then she would eat a bicycle kick, and Cargill put her away with the jaded. Uh, Jay, with a strong arm mic from Renee, asked the crowd, "Is like, hey, is this all Canada has for me? I want a challenge." Cue the music for Taya Valkyrie. They do a face to face. Jade is walking away. Leela Gray would try to get a cheap shot on Taya, but she wound up hitting Jada by Taya, and Jay was livid about this. Not happy that Valkyrie used her own finishing move. Next up is I guess this was the first. Let's see. The big announcement last week was the All Atlantic Championship getting leveled up. I guess they're. I guess something to do with the new Shazam movie. Did anybody see that? Didn't look like a lot of people. I'm sure some people did because it made like $30 or $60 million. This movie, not a good opening. Uh, anyway, that movie got. But anyway, they leveled up the All Atlantic Championship. Is now the International Championship. your champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, going against Jeff Jarrett. Um, Jeff Jarrett will start off with some hip tosses, some arm drags, doing a little Fargo strut. Cassidy will fight back, but his knee will buckle after a leapfrog. Still fights back. Jarrett mocks him. Cassidy would get knocked off on the apron. Jarrett now, sees full control. Teased a figure four, but slapped on the sharpshooter instead. Hey, they're in Canada. They already name dropped Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, so might as well do the sharpshooter. I think we'll see some super kicks today too. So again, Cassie will fight back till Satnam interferes. Uh, now Jarrett puts on the figure four, but Cassie he fights out of that. We get a ref bump. The female referee Aubrey Edwards makes her way, preventing Jeff Jarrett from using the guitar on Cassidy. Cassidy grabs it and it's taken away by Singh. Uh, Cassidy backs off, taps referee Edwards on the shoulder, and sees Singh with a championship or with a guitar. She ejects him. She ejects everybody and ejects everybody. Uh, Jay Lethal snuck in the back door, I guess. Hit Cassidy with the Golden Globe, but that only got a 2 count. Cassidy would count on the stroke with the Orange Punch, successfully defending the All Atlantic Championship, which is now the International Championship. Replaced or he went ahead and replaced belts before the match. Blah blah blah. But now he's the international champion. I guess that's the first title defense, or who knows with these things. Now we get a in-ring segment with the Outcast, Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, and uh, Sierra. Uh, they pretty much state that the fans don't know what they want. Tony Storm reminds them that uh, they cheered Jamie Hayter along with a broadcast, team, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone. Was like, oh, she deserves it, but she cheated. Makes sense. Uh, okay, that part I get the fans maybe cheering the commentary team. Come on, let's. I stated this last week. Let's keep the commentary team. If you don't really have, I guess, a heel commentator, I guess Taz is supposed to be that because it's 3 man, which is goofy in itself. Anyway, they remind him, or they remind the crowd, or Tony reminds the crowd that when she cheated, fans cheered. Um, Sarah would say, "Hey, uh, there wouldn't be a division without us. You neck bearded TWATS," which she got fined for. Anyway, Brett Baker and Hayter would come down to the ring, but the numbers game caught up to him until Sky Blue and Willow came in and made the save, and that was the end of that segment. Thank God. Finally, it's main event time. It is for the AEW Trios Championship, a triple threat match. The House of Black, your champions Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black versus the Elite, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, versus the Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and Sammy Guevara. King and Sammy start things off. Sammy hits a drop kick and a very beautiful kip up, pose for the crowd, but it doesn't phase his big man. King chops the heck out of him. Uh, Tags Garcia, but Garcia doesn't do much better than it tagging Jericho. King tags in Black, but when Malachi Black was walking around the ring, he got the blind tap from Omega. Crowd goes wild because they see that, two hometown boys, both from Winnipeg, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega in the ring, but House of Black, spoils that. Uh, They said, "Oh, we don't care about that." They start beating up people, putting a whooping on everybody. Uh, they come back though. Jericho fights back, hits a tag. They do tag to Sammy. They do their tag move, double team pose with Garcia. Uh, House of Black really didn't care for that either. They get control again. Uh, After Nick Jackson was in the ring, and then Kenny Omega would get the hot tag and gets pretty much all his crap in. We get a few times get to see this. They did a little thing where there's this trying to keep Jericho and Omega in the ring, let them go at it. Like I said, crowd loved this. Uh, Actually, both teams did a good job of getting the House of Black, away from let them just go at it. But sooner or later, everybody comes in, everybody gets their shit in. We get a super kit party, and um, but in the end, it was the Inferno on Garcia that would give the House of Black the win, successfully defend their championship. Uh, during the course during the course of this match, we see that the Dark Order and the Blackpool Combat Club are fighting backstage or back in the parking lot or backstage. They bring it out to ringside. The BCC took out two of the guys on Dark Order, and looked like the Blackpool Combat Club will get Page all to themselves in the ring until the Elite climb back in the ring and the BCC backs off, and that's how the show ends. And I'm pretty sure that was a little bit of a pop. I think, uh, let's see, if I'm right on my history, I guess Adam Page was part of Bullet Club too, and part of the Elite with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So maybe he's going to be back with them. I guess if Brian Danielson comes back, he'll have that 8-man now, or they'll bring somebody else in. Who knows? Uh, they also did like earlier in the show. They did, I think it's called QTV. It looked like a TMZ type deal, kind of goofy. They finally, revealed that they're responsible for breaking in Warlow's car and got his belt and bag. Um, made some pop some names, say, I guess Warlow might be the next Batista, go to Hollywood, I guess. I don't know. Um, Things just ain't been going too well for Warlow. Did he turn down a WWE contract and just to stay with AEW? Anyway, guess it is what it is now. Like I say, on that, the pillar of the company is Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin. You know what? If you really feel that they can sell tickets, get huge ratings, because there's a lot of talent there. But you need to start, instead of having it all for them in the ring, jibber jabbering, start building one up. Uh, give him a give. Say if you're really gonna go with Jack Perry, you kind of already did it once. You did a little feud with Christian and Luchasaurus, so uh, nobody's. It's please leave a comment. Is Luchasaurus even in the company anymore, or uh, is he injured? But anyway, he gets the cage match tap out victory over Luchasaurus. Barry's in a Barry Live match with Christian recently. Give him a couple more little programs to get him over best you can. Then let him go after MJF. Whoever it is, whoever going. If MJF is your top heel and he pretty much displays that, you need to build up a baby face to face him. Who's the fans believe that they can that they can dethrone MJF. Because now you just keep. I mean, MJF just went through this whole program with Brian Danielson, and for lack of a better term, he, storyline wise, of course, sent him home. Said, "Hey, I'm going home." Um, made him tap to his own move and everything in the big pay per view. So MJF is still being built up. He is a champion, so yeah, he's going to have to successfully defend his championship while you build somebody else up to get to that level, and then they face each other and draw some money. Um, and yes, I get this from watching shoot interviews. Uh, I think Ricky Moore said this is how you do it, and he would know. That's they built up the Rock and Roll Express, and they built up the Midnight Express, and then they clashed and drew money. Anyway, uh, that's about all I got for this week's AEW Dynamite Recap show. What you guys think of this week's AEW Dynamite? Hopefully, I gotta say all the time. Yes, I do. But anyway, leave a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. We just be nice, of course. I'm not gonna call anybody an idiot for having an opinion. You know, Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. We'll talk about our opinions. But my number one opinion, though, is Tony Khan needs to get him an actual credible team, a good creative team. I mean, he's got veterans back there. At least one guy or girl, one booker to say, okay, what do you got? Okay, here's a hole. Let me fill it. Tony Khan's not Vince McMahon. He might have all the money in the world, but Vince McMahon, as if you hear anybody talk about him, despite what people might think of him right now, he knew at one time how to fill in those plot holes. I say plot hole, or fill in the holes, fill in the gaps, make things make sense, production wise. I mean, he has a top team. They have a top team. Regardless of Vince is there or not, they always have the top production, top creative, all that top secretaries. I just recently rewatched the Jim Cornette, the very first one. The one, if anybody sees the picture of Cornette, he's got that goofy look on his face. That one, very good one. If you can find it, check it out. Probably one of my favorite shooting interviews. Anyway, I quit babbling now. You folks have a good one. Take care. See you next time.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife Natural.